What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video of mine. This is part 2 of my reaction to all of the Genshin Impact character demos. Picking up where we last left off, we're going to be going into the Inazuma trailers, and gonna be covering all of those this time. So, hope you like it, and let's just get right into it. But now, we go into Kaedahara Kazuha. We are now almost to Inazuma. And Kaedahara Kazuha is one of my favorite characters. I was a believer from day one that he would be great. I did not care how good he was going to be. I got him on his first banner, and now look at him. Anyways, he's a badass. He casually dodges an arrow interrupting his haiku. He's annoyed, but doesn't make him pissed off or anything. Shows his level-headedness. And then we get his music. His music is really stylish. I really like it. It matches the vibe that they show in this trailer. It doesn't necessarily match massively with the vibe I get from him a lot of the time, but it works. It works really well for this trailer. And he has so many great shots. Like, that is one of my favorite. This aesthetically is great. The, like, classic bridge black and white old samurai film style implies a duel's gonna happen. I love it aesthetically. Has Beidou in it, my original main, so it's 10 times better for that. I've seen this bit confuse a lot of people of thinking they were gonna be fighting, which I think is fair, but, you know, if you actually pay attention to the dialogue, it becomes pretty fair. And then this shot is great, them fighting together, cutting between them back to back, shows him sheathing his weapon in the coolest way possible, and then just finishes off with him being a badass. It's great. And then, at the end of it all, he gets his last line with the Maple Leaf Fall. There's honestly not, like, a ton more for me to talk about with this, other than that it does a great job, once again.
In the setting sun.
Shows he's contemplative, he's in tune with nature, he likes poetry, he writes haikus, but he can also fuck you up if you annoy him. He's great.
Finish my haiku without being interrupted.
And I think that's pretty much all we need to leave it. I'll just jump back to this shot, because I think this is my favorite part of it. I just love how he sheaths his weapon. Yeah, so moving on, we are now into the Inazuma trailers. Ayaka gets this sort of ominous opening, honestly, which doesn't really fit her. I like it, but it gives me weird vibes that aren't really fitting for her actual character, and sort of are more fitting for some of the, like, yandere, headcanons that people have. But either way, it still works in my opinion. I love that moment of her quoting her mother. It shows a strong connection to her family, while also implying that she's well-trained in the blade. All in all, this entire trailer does a great job of showing how simultaneously skilled and confident she is, while also being reserved and polite. And then we just get this nice music with her basically present. And then it goes into this, where we get the most anime ever attacks of her going from sheath to, like, a million slashes. It's fun. It's great. I didn't pull for her originally, but I got her later down the line. Not during the Eternal banner, but one of her others. Yeah, the trailer, I like it. It doesn't blow me away, though, so I don't find myself returning to it as often as some of the others. But then, finishes, and we get introduced to Thoma. My boy, Thoma. Best boy.
Although, maybe try a softer touch, so no one gets injured.
And with this, we see that though she is confident in her skills, she isn't necessarily confident in herself. There's that little bit of like, oh, I was going too hard. And then there's this reference to the Traveler coming.
I do not know the Traveler's skill with a blade.
And this just sort of fun ending line of, like, you know.
But I look forward to finding out.
There's just that enough awkward bit of time that it's a little weird to me, but I like it. Not really a ton for me else to go into there. I'll have a lot more to say about Ayaka once I'm going through the teasers, because I feel like that gets into her a lot more. But, you know, this one more just shows off her sort of reserved grace and stuff, where her teaser and animation and stuff do a better job of showing who she is more as a person within her context. Anyways, on to Sayu, Lily Pichu herself.
Recon confirms.
I was really hyped when I first heard that there was going to be a child Claymore character, because that is just really funny to me. But once she released, I never really was that interested in her. She's just not that crazy of a character for me. Child ninjas are a staple of anime, but I don't know, for whatever reason she doesn't click with me. There's a lot of 4 stars that like are fine, but I've never really clicked with. But either way, she's fun. She's Sonic. It's fine. The trailer does a good job of showing her off. Shows that she's lazy and slacks off, but also, you know, is a ninja or whatever. It's fun. Not really much more for me to say about it than that. Now to Yoimiya.
Hey, Pops!
Yoimiya's a fun character. Not really my kind of character. I've never been big on the overly excitable childlike characters. But she's fun. I can't deny that. And the trailer's fun. It's not my favorite, but
You're just in time for the fireworks show.
it does a good job of it.
Pew, 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 pew.
I really like that little bit of her saying pew 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 does actually sort of line up with the music. It's fun. These little in-between shots I like as well from like a visual perspective. I guess one thing I will say is I feel like the pacing of this is slower than it should be for her vibe. Like the opening is good, but I don't know. That might just be me. And I really like this bit, just this sort of moment of quiet to appreciate the fireworks, despite being in the middle of a battle. Both her and her opponent both just sort of marvel at it. But once that moment's done, she just gets right back into it and is going to blow this guy up.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Just as
If you like that,
like a
you're gonna
firework. It's fun.
A festive reprise.
It's great. And then, this is what weirds me out the most about this trailer, is why is Sayu here? What is she doing here? They have no connection, really. Like,
Don't even think about getting in the
I
way
don't
this time.
understand it. It's weird.
Although, if you wanted
but
to
whatever.
make yourself more useful,
This is another fun
you could
thing.
try
It's
wearing
like the
something
Hu Tao
really
one.
festive, or
It-
pretend to be ghosts to entertain the kids.
It's fun.
You know, liven up the
That's all I can
atmosphere,
really say
guess.
about her. I'm repeating
They've
myself
already
at
run
this
off.
point.
Huh? Hey, I wasn't done talking.
Yeah, it's fun. And now... Who is this? Who is this person?
Aloy here.
I don't know this
I don't
person.
know this world, but my arrows are sharp
Why
and
are
my
they
bow's
here?
ready.
What is
If
Aloy
your
doing
party
here?
needs help, I'll do what I can.
I am
This
still
land
so
has a
confused
past
by this.
full of secrets.
I find it really
just
funny,
like my world.
and
I'll
like,
uncover all
I have
that
nothing
if I
wrong
have enough
with
time.
it, but
One world needed saving.
the way they go
now
about it
another.
is really funny to me. Because,
I'm Aloy, ready for the
I mean,
hunt.
this is the only one they've ever done. And there's really only 2 ways to look at it, I feel like. It is entirely a non-canon inclusion, and it just sort of is a thing that
The hunt
exists,
is on.
that only earlier players even
This is a
are
new
able
one.
to use her because of her limited capacity of being got. But the other option is she's a descender. And therefore is one of the most important people, lore-wise, in the game. Which I find really funny. But anyways, that's all I really have to say about her. If you wanted me to talk about Aloy the character, make me play the games that she's from. Anyways, back to actual characters. We have Kujo Sara. Her trailer is fine. There isn't anything crazy about it, in my opinion, but it also works fairly well as a lead-in to the next trailer being the Raiden Shogun, in my opinion. It makes reference to her being a Tengu and being of the Kujo clan. It's nice. Visually, it's good. This definitely is one of the like nicer 4-star trailers visually. I like this shot. But then it sort of just is her shooting a bow for a little bit. It's the unfortunate fact of her abilities themselves aren't like incredibly flashy themselves outside of like her burst, I feel like. So they're doing what they can with what they have.
To manifest eternity per the Almighty Shogun's will.
I like the vibe
that
this one has. It's sort of that more ominous, like, is she on the right side type thing. It's our first introduction to characters who, like, might not be on the good guy side from the start. Other than Child, of course. But, you know, Child's weird. Anyways, the opening of Raiden Shogun's trailer, confusing so many non-Genshin players into thinking that Ye is Raiden for a moment. This is easily, I'd say, the best trailer since Zhongli's probably, honestly.
And sees a world mired in impermanence.
I personally am a bigger fan of Raiden than I am Zhongli. But, I mean, hey, that's just me. I'm a weirdo who enjoys the Inazuma story. I recognize it has its problems, but I enjoyed it. And just, this entire shot is just great. I mean, let's face it, this entire thing they did great with this.
Only through eternity are you closest to the heavenly principles.
Once again, this trailer actually starts to have a lot of fun illusions. I think it's the characters with secrets that are the ones that make the best trailers, in my opinion, because they can allude to things. So there's a lot more content to the trailer, in my opinion. But for now, you know, showing off the gameplay, doing it well without just making it nothing but gameplay. It's well edited while still showing clearly what's happening, I say.
Can only survive with an
get this
underlying
nice
reality.
little acknowledgement of like fantasy and reality with
Reality
like two versions of her
buried deep beneath the illusion.
reality being buried beneath the illusion. I'll get into what that is meaning soon. But then we just get this beautiful bit of her destroying Samurai with just dimensional cuts, as the best I can describe it as. The like animation and editing goes crazy. I love it. Shows all the dead visions, and then the finishing blow. And the song gets more calm and melancholic in a way as the bird comes to her, signifying a slight connection between her and Ye.
Woven from the stuff of dreams.
Shows her more contemplative
All
side,
shall fade
the
away.
ominousness of that last line. It's great. Now, to go back through it again, it's great having Ye open it. It's very in line with how closed off Raiden is. She wouldn't introduce herself, Ye would.
And sees a world mired in impermanence.
Makes reference to eternity all throughout.
By mighty lightning, she.
And then we get
They vanish
shots
like a mist,
of
but
her
the Shogun pursues,
plane of Euphemia
unfettered and unperturbed eternity.
without explicitly showing us. Okay, now, so this is a personal favorite shot. We have the plane of Euphemia, we have Raiden. Then it fades into the blade, hinting to the fact that her consciousness, her real consciousness, is in the sword. and then it goes into the hand of the puppet, which then uses it to just fucking call down a lightning storm.
Are you closest to the
Then we get this shot here of the two Raidens. This, of course, could make reference to a lot of things. It could be the Raiden Shogun and A, being, you know, Raiden awake, being the one who is actually doing things while A is slumbering in her plane, not paying attention to the outside world. It also could be A, who is here in more clear color, and then being Makoto, who is dead, eyes closed, less color, bit translucent. She's gone. Could be either of those. Works for both, and I think that's great.
Principles.
Then we have a bit more editing. Keeps going on or off. And then this is our next reference. This one, I believe, is much more explicitly referenced to Raiden versus A. Because it starts with it being full color polearm version of her. Then she begins to glitch and fade as it turns to the black and white version of her that fades further into color as the other one loses color, signifying that, you know, this is now the, like, actual and real one, and this one has the glowing eyes, and this is the one that pulls the sword. With this, it works great to allude to all of that. It's great imagery for it. And from there, it's pretty much just great trailer. This is the last shot I'd want to talk about, being her with all the visions. It's great to show, like, if you know what a vision is, if you have any idea what a dead vision looks like, this is a brutal shot. Because this is the main reference I think we get in this trailer, honestly, to show us, oh shit, she's not a good guy. She has done some shit. She has stolen people's ambitions for her eternity. It's great. But that's what I have to say about her. As you can tell, I love her. She's great. I use her in many teams. But now we go to Kokomi. Poor Kokomi. You've been done dirty both by the community and the story.
When a mighty predator approaches, weaker fish.
Either way, though, he has a great trailer, in my opinion.
Many will still be devoured.
Does great to sort of show her
they can act as one body
connection to the ocean.
This is how the weak mount their resistance.
She is one of the few characters who has a much calmer trailer, all in all, with the music being this much sort of nice and calm thing. A lot less of her, like, explicitly fighting, I say as there's fighting happening, but it's more showing off her movements more than anything, because she has those great, like, fish swimming animations. It's great. Aesthetically, she's a character I love. Personality-wise, I've never been crazy about her, but I like the contrast of her being sort of the, like, divine priestess who is also the master tactician. I just wish they, you know, actually did more to show that. I feel like she's a character who would have been great if the Inazuma story had been better. And of course, gameplay-wise, she's totally fine. This is a fun shot. Sort of funny that it's all just water slime, so she wouldn't actually be doing anything, but it's nice.
I must lead them to new open waters.
Yeah.
For that is
I
my duty as divine
honestly don't have a
priestess.
ton to say about her demo. She's nice. It's a nice demo, but it's pretty straightforward. Then there's Thoma, my boy. In case you can tell, I like Thoma.
Housekeeping is a unique
I don't use him
skill
really
set.
because
Cleaning, cooking, and mending are
best,
among my
but
greatest strengths.
I like him.
I'm not from
He
Inazuma originally.
easily was
I took a boat all
like
the way here from
early
Mondstadt.
favorite of mine.
Inazumans are
in Inazuma,
definitely more particular
but,
about etiquette
you
than
know.
Mondstatters. On that note, if you ever want my
He
lady's
does
opinion,
sort of
you
still
may have to
have
coax it out of
the
her. She's
4-star
so polite, she
treatment
doesn't always speak
for
her
a
mind.
trailer, but
People whose attention is
I like
always
him.
focused on other people's weaknesses tend to expose their own weaknesses pretty
one thing
easily.
I like is that they did start to get more dynamic and interesting with the shots of their like names and stuff.
Supporting
But yeah,
fire!
I enjoy his song as well. It's nothing crazy, but I like it. And it shows. I feel like his demo shows his character pretty well, especially just like with
How
this
about we
last
go
line.
for a nice meal sometime?
He's a good boy.
My treat,
He
of
takes
course.
care of you. He's the kind of guy you want. And then we get to Gorou. Gorou. I don't care about you.
The key to seizing victory in battle lies
I do
in
love the
remembering
fish in the
meaning
box,
of
though.
battle
It's really
and
funny.
employing the right tactics to generate momentum.
But
making
I
your
don't
forces
care about the
unstoppable.
dog general.
With momentum on our
He's-
side
the most
and close
interesting part
camaraderie,
about him is
we
that
are
Ye wants to
unstoppable.
peg him.
General
But,
Gorou of the
you know,
Watatsumi Island Resistance ready and
we
waiting.
can see with this trailer what I was talking about earlier with Jinyan of, at least in my opinion, a character who is somewhat lackluster, having a weirdly large amount of content being filled with
Fall in!
the Traveler being there for whatever reason. It's much less bad in this one than it was in Jinyan's, in my opinion. But you know,
Everyone on me!
I feel like the trailer does it does a fine job to show
Thank you
that
for your
like, oh, he's a
guidance.
military guy.
This is a victory that belongs
but
to the both of us.
it doesn't really show much more than that. Not necessarily that there is a ton more, but I mean, he's got more to him than that. But now we go to a favorite of mine, both demo and character-wise. Pretty much the only issues I have with this trailer are that to people who haven't played the game, it spoils the end of the Vision Hunt Decree. But that is honestly fine, because of everyone I've seen react to this who hasn't played the game, they do not process what that means. They have no clue what a vision is. Which leads into my other issue, which is for new viewers, they don't understand what he's talking about when they say a vision. But either way, it does a great job of showing his character. He's bombastic, he's chaotic, confident, way beyond the amount he should be, but he is also really stylish. He's got his posse, his gang. I always find that shot a little weird. It just looks a little like derpy to me, but, you know, it's fine. Either way, pretty much from here on out, I really like this trailer. I like the opening,
Don't let him run away.
but
Sara is coming.
I really like this
Run
bit.
away.
No
It-
can do. Time
Him
to show you
just
what
sort
it
of
is that makes
entering
my game
his
stick
ult
around.
and just
some of this?
reaching peak confidence. It's great. I really like his music as well. It works great for him. Beating the shit out of people with a rock. And then casually he just smashes it himself. Shows he's tough. I wish his arms were bigger,
Nice of you to join
but
us, General Cujo.
shows he's tough.
Are you
And
here
then
to
this
make me
is
beg for mercy too?
a favorite interaction for me in the
Final
trailer.
warning. Surrender your
Just
vision now.
encapsulates
Arataki Itto.
their relationship perfectly.
Oh, but General, if you join the
He's
Arataki
overconfident,
gang now,
thinks he can do
I can show you
anything,
what dreams
thinks he's
are made of.
untouchable, and then a 4-star beats the shit out of
Swear
him.
when I get my vision back, I'm gonna show her.
And
Boss,
where the
looks like
entire
it ain't
trailer's
up
been
here.
hyping up as a real
I'm
cool
sorry,
guy,
What?
this serves to
boss,
just cut
I
him down to
think this
size.
might be yours.
Show that
Wait,
he
I'm
isn't
here.
cool, he's just a loser who acts cool, and I love him for that.
Hey, you better wipe that
This
smirk off your face. Okay,
is
I'm
one
coming
of
up
my
there.
favorite trailers for showing character. I think it does a great job at telling us who he is in like all aspects. And I think it's great. Then there's Yunjin. Yunjin,
Is Yunjin. Such a
is a character that I always forget about. I think she served a great purpose in the interlude quest with Shenhe. But she just sort of exists beyond that, in my opinion.
And it's what I will be
I
for the rest of my
approve
life.
of what she does for, like, encapsulating, like, Chinese opera and stuff. But, I mean,
so most operas
I'm not,
focus on the
like,
supernatural too.
super interested in myself.
Age of humanity,
So,
I would
she has her
like
moments
to
as a
tell
character.
stories about ordinary people.
And
I began my
beyond that,
training in the art of the spear,
she's fine.
hoping to enhance my performance
But
in stage combat.
in the context of the
I
trailer,
started hoping to master
it's a
the
4-star
techniques of
trailer.
self-defense.
They didn't do anything crazy with
believe
it.
I've grasped
The
basics
visuals
now.
at the start
dare
I
say
really
you'd better
like.
be careful when we're sparring together
And there's
in
some
the
cool
future.
shots here,
And step.
but
Flex up.
it is easily one of the more
Observe.
basic trailers in my opinion. I like the music.
Strike is one.
The music's good. Yeah. And then they have the nice little reference to the how it actually sounds when she's doing the opera. I like that they, for the opera stuff, kept it all in Chinese because it's just more faithful that way. And also, if they were trying to do it in that style in English, I don't know how it would sound. Probably would sound weird. But either way, on to Shenhe. Shenhe. I love Shenhe. She's a great character in my opinion. And her trailer is really interesting to me. Because it is an actual story. It's one of the few that, like, is actually a mini storyline, and I like that. I find it very funny, though, that because it opens with Chongyun, people who haven't played the game think that Chongyun is Shenhe initially, and then get real confused here.
Who are you?
But I like that Chongyun has such a big element here, given their connection.
Never let down your guard.
And, my god, I mean, it's Shenhe. More than, like, even, like, Mona, to me. She is that character, if you get what I mean. I tragically have never gotten her. As a free-to-play player, I tried to pull for her at one point, but failed. I wanted her for an Ayaka team, of course,
Transfiguration.
but, I mean, the gacha gods are cruel sometimes. Then we get this fun hype-up shot. Big, scary enemy. Nice scaling to show she's small, but that she is unperturbed and is gonna beat the shit out of this thing.
Cryo incarnate.
And then we get this nice little string of shots, show sort of reference to her master, and then my favorite shot of the trailer here, all the red lines referencing the red ropes. She's great. The hyper-murderous character who,
Impending disaster. Perhaps Master
like,
was right.
locks that away behind
Thank you for rendering your assistance.
her emotions
I see
and
you're
stuff,
also
and
an
locking her
adept
away
exorcist.
emotions and stuff.
Some of your techniques look
Is a
quite familiar.
great
So I'm wondering.
archetype to me.
I
I
am
love it.
Shenhe. I roam these mountains. You needn't worry about
And
me.
this is a fun little thing
You,
to be
your
implied
temperature
as, like,
seems unusually
a
high. Are you all right?
pseudo-canon or fully
my
canon,
popsicle. I almost forgot.
like, proper meeting between the two of them.
Wait, so
I've never
you're my-
really looked into a ton of their
you're
lore
my
between the two of
auntie?
them, but I find this as a funny way to end the trailer. But yeah, I don't really necessarily have a ton to say more than that. Now we are on to Yae, back to Inazuma. I like Yae.
I then found
I'm not
myself
obsessed with her in the same
reborn
way
as
that a lot of people
Kuji-Yae,
are.
leading shrine maidens in sacred matters.
I also feel like her
sipping tea and
trailer
kneeling in
is,
solemn
like,
meditation
not exactly
and making
what I'd want out of it,
appearances to
but
listen to
it's
shrine
good
visitors.
nonetheless.
Enough.
Oh, this
Evidently,
won't
she
do.
isn't pleased
We're
with the
making a light
opening
novel
either,
here,
so
not a dry
I mean,
documentary.
fair.
Huh?
I still love her
And
character.
honestly,
She's great.
Do you really think
I mean,
lead
how could
such
I
a
hate her?
boring
But,
existence?
I mean, look at that. Come on.
No, not at all, Lady Gucci.
That's chief
But-
editor to you.
you know.
Yes, Chief Editor.
I much prefer characters like Raiden.
A light novel begins with pure imagination.
It's fun.
For example,
Does a good job of showing
I must
her
say, this is quite
side
the
as
cunning
a
trap.
shrine maiden, her side as a light novel publisher, and then also just shows that she does not give a shit. She is here to fuck with people, and nothing else. This little bit of the trailer is nice to show her sort of more refined side, a little bit of her foxiness, playfulness, that kind of thing. But then we begin to see a little bit of the fact that she is not to be messed with. She
But
is
have I walked
powerful,
into your trap?
and she
you
controls the
walked
situation at
into
all
mine?
times.
I'm always watching.
As she says, she is always watching. Lots of references to the tree, for being a kitsune. It's nice. It's nice. I like it. And then this bit, I like this bit. I find this samurai's voice funny. He's a big fucking, like, 9-foot tall samurai, and he has that voice. It just amuses
Exorcise
me.
you? But I thought you weren't ready to return to the cycle.
But, you know.
So first, let me show you.
I guess he
what
is more of a
cruel
spirit or
world
something in this
can be.
context, so could have whatever voice he wants, but I much prefer the voice that
so
he has in,
graphic.
like, the Japanese
Never really do something
version
like
and
that,
stuff.
would you?
Splendid.
Not that it matters. It's a
When the
random
reader
character.
starts asking that question, you
But
know
yeah,
you've written
so
a good one.
in case you can tell, I don't have like a ton to say about her trailer. I like her character, but you know. Anyways, now Ayato. I am a big fan of Ayato. He, like Shenhe, is a character that has eluded my grasp, but I like him a lot. I like this trailer because
Grand festivals like this monopolize
it feels a lot more tangible, I'd say, than a lot of the others in like its piece in the lore and stuff. It definitely isn't like the best trailer by any means, but I like it. I like this interaction between him and the Fatui.
The Fatui would do well to update their intelligence concerning me. But of course, that would require one of you to return in one piece.
And yeah, he's great. He is very confident. He knows what he's doing. But above all, he is elegant. And I feel like that comes across in how he acts in the trailer, while also through the music. I love his skill attacks. They're great. And then visually, I really like this bit. Just sort of this side shot that's coming up of the starry sky in the water with him on the side, with him reflected in it. I don't know why, I just like that shot. And then this is my favorite shot of it, with the like light stream from the eye of the Fatui assassin stopped by his ult. I will say, the way they portray his ult is a little underwhelming in my opinion, but it works, it's fine. And then it finishes out, you know. He sheathes his blade all nice-like. One of his men returns.
I do not keep the Shumatsuban for
Flexes on the Fatui by saying that they're not an issue.
So,
and
what's the situation?
Then he takes assessment of the situation.
The
and this is what I talk about when I say it feels much more tangible, because it feels like this is something that actually happened in the midst of the rebellion. Like, though we never saw Ayato during the Inazuma storyline, this feels like something that he could have been doing during, like, all of it. Ayato is a character that I feel like suffers from the fact that he wasn't in any major storyline. If he was in the Inazuma storyline, he would have been easily one of the most interesting characters during that storyline, in my opinion. Like, the purpose he serves within Inazuma is really interesting to me. But I maybe I can get into that more in depth at a later date. If you want to see that, let me know. But now, on to Yelan. Yelan.
Leaving the city?
This is definitely one of the
out there.
I've said that a few times, but let's face it, the trailers just keep getting better. Each one, even if they're not one after another better than the next, there is always something that does better than
you sure have nerves of steel, man.
In my opinion, at least. Some people hold firm that the listener or Raiden's trailer are better just than anything, but I personally believe they've just been getting better.
Been waiting long?
This is just so perfect for simultaneously showing Yelan as a character while also just being entirely for the fans. You know, like, they wouldn't need shots like that or some of these other shots or like her pose if it wasn't for us, you know. But, you know, her music's great. It's one of those cases where the sheer aesthetic of her overrides the fact that her music makes no sense for her being from Leeway, but I love it. Well, outside of some of the instruments. Some of the instruments they use are good. Either way, though, music is perfect, vibes are perfect, so many people wish they were that treasure hoarder. I'm not to that level of simping, but she's great. She is sort of the third in the trifecta of characters that I want but never was able to get. But, you know, hey, maybe if this channel pops off and I start making money, I can give in to the MiHoYo overlords and give them all of my money. And stop being free to play. Subscribe if you want to see that.
Please let me go.
But you know, this end bit of the trailer I think is just perfect.
So now you're afraid. I'm sorry, but this
she plays with her food. Makes every simp envious.
I'll take you to them myself.
Just knows exactly how to fuck with people. She is the kind of character compared to Ye that like I bow down. I like Ye, but her kind of fucking with people is the one I like. Coming up on the end of Inazuma, though, we've got Kuki Shinobu. Visually and aesthetically, I really like this trailer, but otherwise, it unfortunately isn't too remarkable to me. I like Shinobu, but I think she suffers from being a 4-star character from a late hatch of region. And also, I feel like they could have picked better lines for what she's talking about. Like, the line a moment ago about, like, exams and stuff. It works to express the fact that, like, she's well-educated and stuff, but, I don't know, the lines never really worked for me in the trailer. Either way, though, I really like her character. She's sort of the perfect foil, I feel like, for Arataki Itto and all that shit, being the single brain cell of the whole operation. She's fun. And we get that with Itto being cameoed at the end here.
Don't tell me they did it again.
But, you know, that's pretty much all I have to say about her. Now, we're coming on to the final one. Shikanoy and Heizou. When he came out, I loved him. I loved finally having a character who would just beat the shit out of people with their fists and legs. It was great to finally have that. But character-wise, he's sort of unremarkable to me. He was the final character before Sumeru. By the time he was coming out, we were already looking to Sumeru and hyped, and I think we might have even had a lot of the Sumeru characters revealed to us, at the very least through leaks. So, you know, sort of just wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately, in my opinion. But gameplay-wise, he walked so Wanderer could run, in my opinion. the first Catalyst Punchy boy. It's great. I love him.
Fracture.
I guess Wanderer isn't really
Confess.
the exact same. He's not a punchy boy. I guess it's more accurate to say Ryosley. However you say his name, that's definitely not how, but you know. I just connect him and Wanderer for some reason because they're both Anemo catalysts, but you know. And then
let's just hope the
little
rain
reference
hasn't washed
to
all the clues away.
the fucking Arataki gang being assholes. Well, not assholes, being idiots rather. But you know, not really too much more to say about that trailer. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today. I'll do all of Sumer and Fontaine next time, but I've been recording for a while at this point, and let's face it, my throat is getting a little bit fucked up. I'm not used to recording this long, so I'll catch you next time. Subscribe if you want, like the video if you want. I want this channel to succeed, but honestly, I'm doing this more on a whim more than anything, so do what you want. If you like me, support me. Otherwise, hope you have a good day, and goodbye.